Hey, here we go again. Last time I started this and failed. I missed an important rule that made the game much, much harder than it should be. And it's not just a matter of, oh god, it's harder. It's also, it wasn't portraying, the story accurately because it was just too hard on the Christians to spread. I had not enough money because of something, and it's difficult. These rules have a lot of important pieces that are mentioned once. They're a single line or a couple of lines at best, and you got to know them all. And, I can't think of much that could help them in that way. It's a procedural game. Without bloating the rules horribly and making them worse. So maybe this one was mentioned in, maybe not the exact right place, but there's a rules reference in the sequence of play. I just didn't bother to look that up. I thought I knew what I was doing from the first couple turns and forgot that there are other implications. So I've set it up again, and I have something, and I'm pretty sure that this is okay. I have two Mithra showed up in the same place. There's two heresies that start the game on the board. It was, that's a 1 in 36 chance. It's going to happen every now and then. I think the Cult of Isis is actually not allowed to do that, and that's important because that is not a barrier. But this is a major barrier on the E path, which is one that I'd like to develop, but it may be too hard to cope with. And here we go. Now, in my failed playthrough, the first video goes into a lot of detail. I'm not going to go into that detail on this one. I'm not going to repeat that effort. Most of what I'm doing there is correct. But I'm fighting my way through the rules, etc. That's part of the experience of the game. If you want to see that, and you want to see a detailed exposition of how the game operates mechanically, and you don't want to look at somebody else's video who knows what they're doing, and I know there's another one out there, and I assume they're better than I am, I would go back to that one. But as it stands, I got bunches of things to do here. So I worked through this first list. I'm allowed to move the Roman army. That's basically the only thing I can do on the first turn. It really doesn't do me anything. So screw that. I'm not going to do it. I don't have the Roman policy on the board. What have I done with the Roman policy? This is one, but yeah, okay, we gotta find that counter. With my holy cookies. Okay, and for those of you who might get offended by that, you better turn off now. I am irreverent as hell. Okay, so I draw a cookie for this next turn, and it's going to be a $3 cookie with nothing special. That's kind of cool. That means I'm not going to get any heresies or anything. I should have a pile of people in Jerusalem. And now I run down this stuff, and there is basically nothing left for me to do. This is kind of an easy early turn. I think I want to fire off James first. I'm going to have to look up the rules for him, but I think he basically gets to try all these different conversions. Now, these Mithrids, there should be a chit in Cilicia. Forgot something from the setup. Okay, so we got an expensive chip there. He wouldn't be allowed to affect that. Now, that's important because that has a university on the other side, which could be really neat. Absolutely do not want to do James first. I want to, and this is something I screwed up the first time, I want to make sure to move my apostles into the space, and I can do this possibly for free. They might relicize. So I'm gonna do one just for the hell of it. I'm gonna move Jude into Cyrene, and I'm going to try to do that as a free move because I can't afford the money. The money is necessary in this game. There might be a time when I want to spend to do this, but so he needs to roll anything but a 1. And he makes it in. And now James can try to convert the Cyrene Jews, and I have a +1 there because I have Jude there. And that is successful. And so that's kind of cool. And we'll do that kind of thing elsewhere as well. On this track. I'll probably start with this one because I like the Persians. Fortunately, Thomas failed right away, but I've got a bishop here, so I can use the James free capability there. And so I do have a +1 there as well. I don't have a bonus or penalty from Persia itself. That's their neutral tile. So I need a 3 or higher, and James could end up turning into a relic at any point. Like there. He does not succeed. And that's the end of James. I didn't see I had the lower valued Jews over there in Rome. Oops. I'm gonna not see things regularly in this game. Well, let's move Peter. And yeah, I'm rolling everything on camera. I don't know. What the hell? Okay, so Peter makes it in here. And we'll take our crack. He's able to convert things. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm not sure he's able to convert. He's not able to convert things for free. I have to pay to convert things, I think. Okay, so now I have $3 for conversions. And but before I do that, let's try to move Jude again. Why not? So the one reason you'd want to use, you don't want to just move your apostles out as far as they can, is you probably want to convert things, and you only have a few bucks for conversions. And then you have this really hard balancing decision, but I don't have to make that yet. Oh, terrible. But at least we learn what's here. Poor. That's easy to convert. I think I want to try to convert Rome, at least that Jewish population there, because it's the most likely success, and then I get the option to keep moving. So I'll spend my buck on that. Let me look that up. I did not look it up. I'll spend my conversion buck on that. And I'm at +1. And that's not good enough. You have to go higher. Again, let me make sure. I am so confused. Boop, 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 boop. I gotta remember this too. I forgot that. It's hard to see the big cities. I know they look like they're clear on there, but it's hard for me. Higher than the field's value, yeah. Okay. So, and here's the thing. Once I get an archbishop on the space, I get more bonuses towards conversion, but I don't have that right now. And so there we have a bishop. Okay, so here and here I have bishops on easier to convert areas, but I don't want to do those yet. I want to go where I might be able to keep pushing apostles out. Here I have one that I'd really like to improve, but again, I don't want to go there. I have the apostles to deal with. Here I've got 2 damn heresies in one place. That doesn't really work. I got this cult of Isis here close to me, so I'm going to do Paul. And he is 50-50. But he succeeds. I got to pay for that. And now, if I have $3, I can build a university. What does a university do? I don't remember. Oh, and so one thing that's lacking that would be useful is an index. Like, I want to see what a university does. Well, I'd have to find the things that a university does in here and recognize it, basically. And that's not trivial. But 7.3 is build infrastructure. And again, it hasn't been that long, but I have forgotten almost everything. Universities are bastions. They promote religious freedom and prevent apostasy. Okay. How do they prevent it? I think just the field that they're in is immune. That's pretty cool, but it probably doesn't work against heresies. So, I don't know. Let's move Paul again. Let's see if we turn him into bones. We do not. He moves into Anatolia. That gives me a free convert. Oh, well, first of all, that gives me a discovery. Ascetics. And that gives me a free conversion attempt with Paul, which is awesome. At +1. We succeed. That gets rid of the cult of Isis. Now that shit, I don't know where that goes. Like, the cult of Isis would go here. But the Nubia shit, I'm not sure it does. I'm going to put that up here for now. Okay. I might as well keep moving Paul, because he's being successful. And if we can get 3 areas converted on one path, that makes the Pope on that path give me money once he appears. Oh! But he does discover something. He discovers physicians, who can create a hospital cheaper, but hospitals kind of show up free. So, and I get me a bishop on route B. Okay. This early strategy is really, really important. I think the next most valuable thing, I have Barnabas left. So I am going to spend my buck, my last buck, to try to convert Antioch. Again at +1. Oh, that doesn't look good. That is not good. So he does not succeed, and I get a bishop on that route. I am out of money. The only thing I could do is I could move Mark. With these heresies there, I think that's a worthwhile decision. To say, I can't convert these without so much effort. Unfortunately, those heresies, this is a major city. This is the big city on that route. Once the Pope shows up, that's going to be a problem. I think I have to clear them. I think I have to get them out of the way. I would love to Christianize this stuff, but it doesn't really help me if I don't have the big city under control. So I think I'm done. There's no chance of apostasy at this point because there are no heresies or anything sitting on top of the Christian spaces. And let me remember, because there is a Roman, a non-Christian Roman ruler, but I don't think that causes it. Controlled by non-Christian horde, Abbasid, tyrant, occupied by a heresy. None of those apply. So we push to the next turn. Okay, my cookie gave me just a couple of bucks and a heresy. That's not so hot. I get an Ebionite heresy. That gives me options. Now, I first rolled it just not really thinking about what I had, and it was way out here, and I'm like, wow, that's a bonus. No, I have to choose a Jews tile, which means it's close to Jerusalem, that is going to take this token. And I don't want to do this one. I've already converted them, and I have no bonus in converting it. The ones that I could put it here, but this is already hard enough. I need to fix that. The questions really are Rome itself, where I have the Saxons up there that I need to deal with quickly, Persia, and then this path. And I'm going to put them on this path, which will slow that down. Now, I don't see any restriction on, oh, no, has to be Christian if possible. Shit. This is why you don't want to convert things right away. There we go. Well, that's an issue. That's a serious issue because I don't have a lot of money, and I'm going to have to go back and fix that, or else I lose the early part of the path. Going back and fixing it sounds like a lot of work. All right, let's look for, I got Mark here. Well, God, this game is hard. I am going to try to get rid of the Mithra. One of them. I believe I'm at +1. I don't know. Do apostles affect heresies? It's kind of weird. Like, they didn't really have a concept of it's not a conversion. It's not persecution. Where is the term? God. Oh, shit. I mean, I know the rule, essentially, but I don't know where the fuck it is. Okay, it'll be easier to see here. I've got End of Heresy 7.5. This is very helpful and is really what I have to refer to, because with all this color and everything, it's hard to even find. There's like, I'm very easily distracted. Apostles do add a +1, so yeah. Let's try to end a Mithra. If we end 2 of them, that's great. Otherwise, we may just move on, because I think we want to get the exploration benefit, what we can out of Mark. Hey, we got one, and this gets me a Melkite, so I'm going to go for the other one too. Okay, that did not succeed. It doesn't kill Mark, so I'm going to keep moving Mark. This is kind of negative because I'm hurting something here, and yes, I'm losing out on this. I could have tried to end this without a bishop there. That's always a possibility. Okay. We get another space. We have discovered women. Well, that's cool, because women are a problem for bishops. I'm going to keep moving. Oh, Mark's well-traveled, isn't he? He finds more women. I'm not going to tell you about this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that may kill him. Yes, that should kill him. Because I'm not paying for the Apostle. The Apostle is martyred if he gets equal to or less, but he does still discover the space. I should have done that before the roll. He has discovered some ascetics. He's not converting anyone, except for himself, into a relic, but there we go. And that's the end of the Apostle period. And we go to the next turn. Now we have a problem. This converts back. That's the apostasy. I couldn't afford to deal with it. And I mean, I couldn't afford to deal with it and free up Mark for the chance to get rid of both of these. If he had failed on one, maybe I would have paid to do that. I don't know. Right. We're getting towards one path where if we get a Pope, we'll have some cool stuff. So that's nifty. I think we're at the end of this, which means we push into the next turn. I'm going to take a little bit of a break here. We're changing age into the Pax Romana, and all the popes get placed. I had already converted all of my apostles to their bones, but I had forgotten one of my bishops. Somebody had put him down. But now we get all the popes, and here I think I'm in worse shape than I was last time I played. I have here, here, and here all ended up getting new heresies. I mean, the heresies are all kind of going to show up anyway, but it definitely puts me in a more troubled position to begin with, where I've got more shit to deal with earlier on to fix things. I think that's the end of this particular period. Now, last game, I got some lucky wafers in the sense that, like, I got Lex Romana a couple of times, which gets me extra spreads because of the persecutions. We haven't seen that yet. I got some epidemics and stuff like that. And maybe I got heresies out earlier in kind of out of the way places. This looks like a harder setup than I was facing last time, although I made things harder on myself last time. What else do we have here? We're going to get Ignatius, who is able to do something on C and D, or C or D. I get to make my choice on that. And that's again, that's going to be tough to remember because it's over there. That is really a problematic piece for me. And let's see if I have anything else. There's no heresies, no council yet. I think we're done unless I want to move an army that doesn't really do me any good under a pagan Rome. So it's cookie time. Cookies. I gotta eat something. Decent money. Let's see what the back says. The back says another heresy. I got 2 in there, and I don't know. First one I touch, second one I touch. Looks like it'll be the first one. Okay, so it's a random location one. And that'll be 1, 2, 3 out here in Spain, which is not a good place for it. Because it's going to make it harder for me to get this path more Christian. It'd be great if it was out in Ireland or someplace that I'm probably not going to get to very soon. This is where things branched and I made my mistake last time. This time I'm not getting anything out of it. I have no no paths that have 3 or more Christians. And that might have been the case last time. Because remember, I would have had a bishop, available to give me bonuses or whatever, wherever the relics are. Which is part of the issue is, I was looking at like 9 extra bucks from 2 different paths perhaps, but I couldn't be sure of that, and it also would have happened too late it would have come all at once instead of early on, so it just wouldn't have been historically accurate at all. But now I'm not getting anything extra, and I haven't gotten any fun things here. I really think I got better draws last time. So I've got a whole bunch of stuff that I don't have to do in order, that I get to plan my turn. And I have the theologian, who, let's try to remember how he worked, 7.7, because I can't keep everything in mind. He can do as many conversions and end heresies as I wish, and this is probably what I'm going to do. And once he fails once, it adds to the Dark Ages and he's gone. I can protect something from apostasy, except for heresy, which is pretty much useless comparatively. Certainly at this point. Or I can reduce Dark Ages by 1, make up for a theologian who... clean up the work of one of the early theologians who kind of said some things that maybe he shouldn't have. Okay. But I'm allowed to use him interleaved with a bishop as far as I can tell, which means I can move a bishop around to improve my chances of ending a heresy or some such. Using to focus on path D, because that's the Persian path. Unfortunately, I have this -1 in the way. That makes life a little harder. Okay, so why is that good? Well, I have these Jews here. I'm at +2 already on them, and I get to go for free. So I got a pretty good chance of succeeding with at least 1 roll. Oh! I suck. I really do. This was happening last game. My die rolls were horrible. My shit draws were good. Well, since that failed, I got to think about what to do with the rest of the turn, because my money was going to be used to move this forward, maybe start generating an extra buck a turn. But it looks more likely that I'd succeed here. I have to get that Pope out of heresy, I think, though. He's not heretical, but I think that heresy fucks him up. $2 converting the physicians in Greece and moving up to there. I have 3 and I have a Pope, but the Pope is not in communion. I had to look that up because of the heresy. That's not specified in the income space, and there isn't a reference to the heresy part of incommunion, but under heresy it has it. So, I mean, there are a lot of references in the rules that are helpful, but it's not absolute, which is to say that there are things that you're going to have trouble finding sometimes. And, I have trouble finding the religious phase section because there's so much color in this rule book that and the font changes and everything that it just distracts me. And this may just be personal, but whenever you give me too much color in a rule book, man, I stop being able to memorize it and be able to find stuff easily. So in this particular case, I'm interested in whether or not, and I got to find the heresy thing again, whether or not I can unheresy it, which is really hard to find. Every time I look for it, I can't find it. There it is. It's down at the bottom, 1 line, and yeah. Okay. So notably, any Pope counts, and there's nothing under the lack of communion or whatever that impacts it. So even though this is a heretical Pope who's out of communion, he will still help convert things. So that's what I'm going to go for there. Oh, I just discovered a space. I might have found women. That would cause me a problem. I do, shit. Okay. That causes an issue. Because now I don't have the buck. So I need a buck to move there and a buck to convert them. So maybe I want to go somewhere else. This is the only path that's going to give me extra money right away. Damn. Well, getting rid of heresies is always a good idea. And I've got... Okay, I got +2 there. Why don't I spend to convert Rome? I think that may be my best. Let me see. Do I have a heresy that I'm sitting on top of that I could convert? I have this one. That would be neat to start getting rid of. And that is a pope there. Yeah, why don't I try to get rid of that instead of something else? It's not optimal, but nothing is. Nope. Okay. So I'm done with my religious phase because I used up my money. And I don't think I created any new apostasy. So push forward to the next turn. Boy, not a lot of money and a new heresy over here. I'm going to continue with what I was going to do last turn though. Move him in here and try to get rid of the heresy. I'm at +2 on it this time, and that'll start getting me an extra buck a turn if I get it, so that would help a lot. But I get nothing. Okay. That's the end of the turn. Not a lot here. Funny, but on the bright side, there's an epidemic. Epidemics are good. The epidemic, if I can find it, it's in the secular phase. I'm there. Ooh, all this color. There we go. I can choose to either build a hospital or make one conversion attempt on any path free of charge. The hospital could be in any green Christian region. The hospital is worth 3. I'm going to be able to afford the attempt there again. It's hard to turn down the hospital. So the hospital costs 3 at best if I were to build it, say, here, which obviously I'm not going to build it there. But the problem is I don't have many Christian areas. Last time I had a lot of Christian areas. I don't in this game. And a hospital is basically a military block. It could be useful putting it here, but of course then I'd be using up the university to prevent the spread of Islam. I think I may just do the conversion attempt instead. On any path free of charge. Now, I think I get that during my religious phase. Again, that's not specified here, but there are other things like the theologian that allow that kind of thing. So I think I'm going to just mix it up in my decision making elsewhere. What little I have, I get a pretty good turn actually. I end up converting the Jews here. There's nothing preventing that. That I used the epidemic to fix. And then over here I got rid of the heresy, which means I'll be generating another buck each turn. Nothing special happening. We push on. We're going to get Tertullian, who is in Africa. This is one of those good tiles. $3 +1 for a path that the Pope is sharing with me. Lex Romana, which is going to give me a free conversion attempt from a Christian Roman area. That could be here. That only fails on a 1. And on the other side, nothing. That's a pretty damn good chip. Working out pretty well to begin with. I did this for free. Took 2 conversions, but got the Jews here. Then walked over, and damn it, I found women. Horrible. And that means I can't immediately convert them, so it might behoove me to keep these here in case a heresy shows up there. Where it's fairly likely. I think I still have... No, I don't have an Ebionite in there. Okay. Get the Cult of Isis over here. How am I going to get there? These are a problem, but not that big a problem. These are the bigger problem. Why don't I try to convert those poor? That should be pretty easy, I say. Yay. Okay. And again, I don't see any problems, so we push on. Ah! I forgot to use Tertullian. E and an F. Hold on. I just did one in F, so let me... Well, hold on. Shit. I just did one in F, so let me do that for free using Tertullian. Let me pay. Do I want to move here? See, it costs me 2 to move a bishop each time. Once I get here, he can teleport. So I'm going to pay to move there. Hope I don't find any more damn women. I got plenty to do if I don't, even if I do. No, I find slaves. That's cool. I'm going to try to convert again. Oh, great. Okay. Well, that didn't work as well as I had hoped. You know, I had hoped to be able to take a run up there and do all kinds of stuff, but nope. Got a pretty good cookie this time. $4 plus 1 for our path. A heresy. Milan's getting ugly. And, but the Lex Romana again, which gets us a free conversion attempt. Conversion, not the ability to impact heresies. And we have Origin this turn, which gives us roots D or E, either of which I could perform conversions on. Now, I have a whole bunch of conversions possible on this, which is somewhat appealing. On the other hand, for the cost of 1, I could start exploring further down here. But I think I'm going to use Origin on E. Let's do the one where I have a bonus right now, +2, or +1. And just fire him off. Oh, I have the Lex Romana. Where do I want to do that? Because that's important. So that could go here. Why don't we... oh, jeez. Why don't we move our bishop? That's the first thing. To get the bonus here, right? So now I'm at +1 and -1 there. It's women. It's only 1 woman, so it doesn't really matter. So I'll take my free Lex Romana there. And I don't get a 1. So we get something good there. Now I'm close. Whew. I could have done D. Could have done D with the Origin. I mean, because I am almost set. Like, that's appealing with him anyway. But let's take Origin and use him over here on path E, where I was going to use him. Unfortunately, my Pope there is a problem. So here I'm at +1. Okay, that is successful. Now I could just stop there. I don't have to keep using them. I don't have to risk the Dark Ages. which is important because I have this money. But I am going to pay, because, you know, maybe I find women, right? No, I find scholars. Okay. I'm going to use him on the scholars. We're just going to see if we can... Because if I get him all the way to Archbishop, then he can fly over to Alexandria and fix the path for me. That's good. Let's keep going. I find poor. We'll take another roll. Pretty likely, actually. All right, I need to think about whether I want to go into there. I think I do, but fucked up. No shock. Big city on this path was where I found the women. I should have been drawing 3 chits for that. And the way that's actually worded is kind of weird. So you got 3 chances of drawing a valuable one. When a bishop discovers a field tile with women, in a big city you choose the tile, so ignore the penalty there. So I think I get 1 extra action, essentially. Actually, it's worse than that, right? No, because, so I'm going to give myself a buck to make up for that. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this into here. Now, I don't believe I find anything there. I'm trying to figure this out. A square land is undiscovered, yeah. So he just converts to an archbishop. That allows me now to fly him to Alexandria. And now I have +2 to quelling the heresy. Now, I don't believe I'm allowed to evangelicize to do that. It's only, oh no, I'm allowed to do and heresy. Okay, so this guy is really powerful. So that's +2 on a 4. And we get rid of the Smithrids. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's get the Jews there. And I've got another buck coming to me because this end of the path is completed. Okay, we converted the Jews too. So we're in really good shape over there on that path. And I've got 2 paths, that's 2 extra bucks a turn. What else did I want to do? Well, I would love to get this path, but I already used my Lex, which I think since it's a 1 use, I'm just going to flip it to remind me that I don't have it again. And I only have 1 buck left. That 1 buck left, I'm going to move to find these women and just fill that path out rather than anything else. Or do I want to... Oh, yeah, so here's the thing. The theologian gives me a chance to convert it. And I succeed there as well. Now, I could use the theologian to convert this too. And I'm going to take a shot at that. I don't have a bonus there, but what the hell. And maybe I shouldn't have spent the buck on the archbishop. Maybe I should have spent that buck to do something, say, with these slaves. It's too late now. Okay, and there's the danger with that, is I failed to convert them, and I turned him into a Dark Ages penalty. With that 2 buck increase, we're up to 5 for the turn. We got the Lex Romana, which will help a lot. And we got another heresy within the first 3 on the red track, on the C track. Not the best of things, but, you know, at least we're making, I feel like, some progress this time. All right, that will get us to the religious phase, I think. Oh, we have Cyprian of Carthage, who I'm not actually familiar with. I've read a fair number of these for whatever reason. The Lex Romana can't be used on this path, and I would really like to. I have B and F with the with my theologian. I think I'm going to use him on F because I got the Cult of Isis. Wow, free. Wait, that's just free, right? So I don't have to use that there. But I have this to move. I have a heresy that I could clean up, but I've got other spaces that I can move that forward. Unfortunately, this actually would work with the Lex Romana, so but I could actually push this further out, and obviously I could move on there. Yeah, I'm not sure. Made huge progress on here. Got rid of the heresy here, converted all the way through, spent all my money moving down that path. But that's my third path, so I'll be getting +3 a turn at this point. I did also convert that. I haven't lost my theologian yet. I could take a risk over here at more Dark Ages capability. That would be, you know, I'd have to roll a 5 or a 6 to succeed. I don't want to do that. I don't have the extra buck, so, you know, I can't move into the Vandal space or whatever. But I did make a lot of fucking ground on that path. So I'm going to just retire him without causing him to go off the rails, as it were. And everything he wrote was orthodoxy, and that's just fantastic. Yep. And I don't think we have any problems that were created. So we just push forward to the next turn. It's good a holy wafer this time. A lot of money on it, but bonuses. But we got a ton of money. And money's kind of cool because, you know, unlike like the great theologian, you end up with the flexibility to use it as you like, and more importantly, the Lex. But on the other hand, freebies are fun, right? Haven't seen much in terms of plague. That means there's a fair amount left in the cup. At least one more, I think. There's 2. If I recall last time. Having trouble moving along a couple of these paths, though, and we really ought to be balancing those out a little bit. Like last time I played, I'm quite far along the way of getting a Bible together. I could actually buy run right now. I'm 2 off. It would cost me 4. I got the money for it. And the big thing is the cash. If I get the money together, that gives me a free conversion along that path. Unfortunately, well, or removal of heresy. And I have to build the Greek Bible first, which is why this is a big deal. Now, if I spend my 4 now, I get nowhere. If I move here, discover, and reduce it, that's going to cost me a couple bucks, and I'm not going to get the Bible this turn. I've got nothing I can use the Greek Bible for. I could also remove a heresy with it. Same kind of thing. It's a free option to do so. Over here, I'm at 1, 2 off as well, almost 3. Jeez. Maybe I could get another path. I got a bishop here. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4 at best. Yeah, I'm not gonna get another path. Oh boy. I'd like to work towards my Saxons, but they have a lot of problems in their way. So I think do I just want to buy the Greek Bible? No. I think we're gonna go see what we can find. Oh, martyrs. Awesome. and then I'll make my rolls for that. And if I get really lucky, I still won't be able to get the Greek Bible, but I'll be able to extend other things. And I'll be able to get it for only $3 next turn. Easy enough, and I got some bonus martyrs there that'll serve as something of a bulwark against the Bulgars. Oh, which means maybe I'm a little less excited about getting a hospital there. A university, I don't know. I've got $2 left, which I could use to create some archbishops, or I could extend things in other directions. So what am I at? I think I'm at 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 paths, 4 of the 6 paths. So I'm getting 4 extra bucks a turn, which is really, really useful. That'll start going bad as we get schismatics, but whatever. I don't have enough money, I think, to convert. Well, I could convert something, like I could convert this with my archbishop, or I could move two bishops into archbishops. I don't think the latter is a good idea. I think filling out the Coptic path might be my best move. Hard to tell. Hard to tell. Oh, God. This is a tough game, man. This is at the right size. This I would really like to start working on. Maybe I just start working on that bishop. Yeah, let's do that. Shots, but I got it. We're seeing Christianity spreading throughout the empire at a level at which it was not in the last game at all. Feeling a lot closer to, things following the historical path. And we're going into a phase change where I have a lot more money available because I can start selling relics off, which is something I definitely want to do. So for example, Jerusalem, even when that's Arab, I think I can sell that relic. So that's the one I don't have to worry about. But other relics, some of them are kind of close, like these relics in Antioch. I'm probably not going to get them through to the late stage where they're worth $2 each. And it might be worth more to get them running early. So that's a definite factor. I think I've gotten a fair amount of luck. I know I grumble a lot about my bad luck on some cases, but I think I've gotten a fair amount overall. This looks pretty good. Let me send this up, and we'll keep going.